Right, so it is 100 years since the Battle of Verdun first started, which started on, well, around about, started on the 21st of February 1916, and the chief of the German command, Erich von Falkenhayn, I believe, had a plan for the Germans to finish the First World War at this place called Verdun, which is in France. At the moment, there is some Verdun gameplay on screen, which, in my opinion, is one of the better, more realistic First World War shooters. It's quite short gameplay, but better than nothing, isn't it? And basically, this Verdun held huge significance for the French, and said that they would defend it, whatever the costs. So, basically, what they did is they shelled it to oblivion, and yeah, so they just launched a huge bombardment, and it was like basically fired loads of shells over, and then 90,000 men were then German men were stationed near Verdun, next to the river Meuse on the west bank. So the French had basically said there's really no point in defending it, so they're not defending it really, to basically cover for the larger offences in a place called Artois and the Champagne regions. So they only had 2 divisions under one general to defend the place. So, but the Germans' assault was delayed for a week due to bad weather and basically artillery and stuff. Couldn't really do anything. But on the 21st of February 1916, at 7:15 in the morning, 1,200 German artillery was fired onto the French positions. That was the heaviest bombardment of the war so far. Obviously, things like the Battle of the Somme and the Battle of Passchendaele. So basically, the place was completely ruined. Like, some people described it as looking like a moon because of the shell holes basically everywhere. And then they launched a infantry offensive to the Germans in the forest of Bois de Cour. I don't speak French. if you want someone who speaks French, go on to the world famous 83n.jamming. He does French as a GCSE, but anyway. And the French shot back at them, defended it heavily because this place meant so much to them. But because they only had 2 divisions stationed there, it wasn't enough, and the Germans were making progress by the 23rd and the 24th of February, capturing more of the defence lines. So they were just in front of Verdun, basically, and then they got to Verdun and they realised that they had to defend this place because of the significance. I don't actually know why it's that significant, but it's really important to the French. So, this place, it's actually a map in Verdun called Fort Douaumont, I believe that's how you pronounce it.
I'm dead, am I?
Yeah. And that's a big fort, and they fought over this place for ages.
Because I tried to run away.
This place was completely destroyed by the end of the war, and French morale was really low. And it was one of the scenes of the most ferocious fighting of the Great War. The fort was taken by the Germans on the 26th of February and the 27th of February, but the actual village of Douaumont wasn't taken.
Hello.
But then there was a massacre pretty much near the village in the next few days, and the French were then trying to get back into the fort. I don't know if any British actually fought there. Not too sure about that. But yeah, they captured. Well, they didn't capture it. So they failed to capture the village to the Germans, and the French failed to capture the fort. But the defences were built up by the French, to really just reinforce.
What
it
a
pretty much.
mustache that man has. What a mustache.
A lot of fighting took place near Verdun.
At least I can grow a mustache,
really
Jake.
famous for
Don't need
just
one.
the horrifying
Why not?
battle. Like the first
Yeah,
World War
but
was
puberty.
famous
I have one.
for being one of the most destructive combats ever.
Yeah, I have puberty.
And it finished.
I'm not allowed to have one.
The battle finished.
Did
Yeah,
you just say that
December,
I am alcohol?
I believe.
Yeah.
In 1916. So
No, that's a Lewis gun.
December 18th, 1916. It's one of the most costly battles in human history. Over
I don't agree to
300
Lewis
days,
guns, to be
300
honest.
nights
I
fighting,
really don't agree to
and over 976,000 casualties were done. It's just mind blowing to really think that many people died for, like, it didn't even have any strategic, like, plans. There was nothing there that was that important, particularly about Verdun. It was just that it meant so much to the French that the Germans thought, well, if we capture this place and we absolutely destroy it with artillery, then they must surrender, because like the French will probably surrender, and then they have an open gap.
Who in
between
my game?
Switzerland, I
I'm behind you.
believe,
Yeah.
quite close to Switzerland, and
Oh, and I died
everywhere
right
else.
behind you.
And then they can get behind the British
Machine gun
lines
fire for the win.
that are in the north and in Belgium. So that's pretty much the history of the Battle of Verdun. It's 100 years since.
After we play this game, I'm just
I
gonna
was
go
going to do something
and
that's called
I'm gonna make,
centenary,
because it's
of
the
First
100th
World War.
anniversary of the Battle of
I'm
Verdun,
thinking of doing
I'm gonna
something
make
like this
a video.
again.
Yeah.
so I'm just gonna go and record a commentary for it. And I'll be back.
I don't know when it is actually, but for the Battle of the Somme, which
Wait, when are you
obviously
gonna record that
huge
recording?
British offensive,
I'm just recording
military
games.
disaster, and
When?
you probably won't know unless
Now.
you know us
I'm
in
not
person,
gonna.
but
You're not gonna have a
me and
voice in it.
Jake,
You're just gonna be kind of in it.
friend Jake Vandermit.
Yeah, I'm just gonna record
We
a
actually went
commentary for it.
on
over
a
the top.
trip with
You know
school over to the battlefields in the north, and that was an absolutely amazing experience, because like we basically went from, if you don't live in Britain, there's a big port called Hull. We went from Hull, got the ferry from Hull all the way down to Zeebrugge in Belgium. Then drove on the first day. It was a weekend.
I don't really mind.
Zeebrugge all the way over to France.
Some shit.
We saw some of the places, some of the battlefields. We went to the Battle of the Somme on the first day, and it means quite a lot in a way, because I have some relatives who fought and died during the Battle of the Somme, and we actually went to go see their grave over there, which I forgot where it is. It's not in the town now. But we went to Beaumont Hamel, which is a map in this game, Verdun. And that was a big Canadian offensive, was Beaumont Hamel. And we also went to Thiepval, which on the first day, which was it's a memorial to the missing of the Battle of the Somme, because in the First World War it's so horrendous, and people would be just like massacred, and you wouldn't be able to recognise them when they were dead.
Oh, the snipes!
That's like that. And yeah, so there was so many missing people. It's a huge monument, and every single wall of this monument is just covered in names. And then we came back, and this is last summer now, so I can't really remember too much of it. And I think the gameplay is actually going to draw to an end. So I
Best
can
place
wrap
in the
up
map
quickly.
is just sat on top of that
Uh,
tank. That's like
I think that's
in the
it.
middle.
Roundabout.
I was just
But-
sat on top of
and
that.
then we
sniping
went
people
to.
with
Just-
a
just
We stayed in
sit in the
Ypres,
tank.
actually.
I literally just
Also
walked
in
in
Ypres.
front of a ball.
And we went on one day.
And
We
the
went
ball
to
just went up
see
in the
some of
hole
the
that I was
trenches
about
that have
to
been
jump into.
preserved, and
Bit
that
killy.
was so cool. I have to
Nah.
admit, I have some photos of that, and that was amazing.
no,
I love going to the trenches.
I'm
And it was
literally
so
sat in a
interesting.
miniature
If you ever do
trench.
get a chance to go visit the
I'm
battlefields
sat in a hole with bullets
in
flying
France
over me and then
and
more
Belgium,
flying near.
definitely go. We
I'm
also
gonna
went to Passchendaele
Oh no, I died.
and places
I
like
was
that
trying
that
to come
are
here,
very,
come
very
to you,
important for
and
the First World War.
it wouldn't let me.
And thank you for
I
listening
died.
to me
I peeked my
talk
head up and then
about,
they started shooting at me.
Verdun.
Yeah.
And the Battle of the Somme for a bit, which I think I'll
Yep,
make
I
a
know.
positive
In
video
year 10,
explaining
go on the
about
battlefield
weekend and
strip.
stuff.
It's really good.
When it is the
I'm
anniversary of the
going
Battle of the
to.
Somme, which
Apparently I
is
can
this
go on
year.
it next year.
You can, but I
June.
wouldn't because
Somewhere.
unless one of your friends is
Anyway,
going, don't
this is
go
gonna
on
go
next
to
year.
a close.
So it'll mostly
Thank
be
you
the year
guys
before.
so much for watching.
It'll just mostly be the year.
If you enjoyed the video, leave a like. If you want to see more videos, I might do a video on some aces,
Shit.
like the World War II aces, World War One aces. Been thinking about doing that for quite a while. I really want to do some more
we
Verdun
lost.
content, and then we go
Like
for
the
this
actual
battle.
Germans.
Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed
Yeah.
the video, leave a like. If you're new around here, subscribe.